Hi everybody, so today I'm going to teach you about what might be the most complicated thing you're likely to come across in most chord charts, which is slash chords. Hi there, welcome to Jazz Guitar Scrapbook. Like, subscribe, maybe tolerate my irritating mid-roll adverts. Sorry about those. But in exchange, I will teach you about slash chords today. Okay, so why are slash chords so annoying? Well, a slash chord being a chord over a bass note, usually, for instance, G over B. It's a G chord there, over a B bass. Can be anything from happy-go-lucky chord inversions like that, to scrunchy boys like that. You just don't really have a clue unless you're really good at recognising notes and understanding intervals, and then also referencing that with a knowledge of slash chords, exactly what colour these chords have. Which means when you come across them in charts, it can be really hard to pass them, to solo, to have voicings, that kind of thing. So you'll be happy to know there's actually a simple way of dealing with them. I'm going to take a tune today called Loxodrome. No idea what a Loxodrome is. Maybe you take them if you've got a headache or something. I don't know. But it's a tune by Eddie Gomez, and it's played on Steps Ahead with Mike Brecker. And it's a classic sort of 1980s tricky fusion-y post-boppy tune with lots of tricky changes. I'll be dealing with more of it in the handout, so you keep an eye peeled for that. But I think we'll get enough with just the first few chords of this progression. There's G minor 7, E7 alt, F major 7th. None of these are slash chords, obviously. But then we come to our first slash chord, which is B over G. And this, by the way, Ethan Iverson calls this the girlfriend chord. I'll put a link to the article on this. And here we have what's known as the nasty chord. So this is B over G, B over C, okay? These are two of the classic slash chord voicings that you'll come across in modern charts, those two, right? Very common. Now, here's the thing. If we're comping in a band, we'll often have a bass player, right? And that means we can just miss the bass notes off completely. We can just play the triad like that. Dead simple, right? Even a bar chord if you like. So that makes it a bit simpler for comping. And we can do the same thing for soloing, you'll be glad to know. So I can just start to break these things up in terms of arpeggios. So for instance, a G minor 7, E7 altered, whatever, F major 7, and then B major. And if we want to, we can use whatever scales we might do normally and just put that B major triad in there to cover the B slash G and B slash C chords. So something like this. Next chord, B flat 7, flat 9, sus 4. It's the fruity boy. This is a actual slash chord as well. So this, I will write this as A flat minor or A flat minor major 7th over B flat. Now, scalically, you can just play A flat melodic minor over that. Which that's great. But you could also just play the A flat minor arpeggio. I'm playing an A flat minor add 2 there. So the whole thing together, the first few chords of this song will sound like this. Okay, and hopefully you can hear that that allows us to navigate the changes quite cheerfully without too much problem, or too many problems, should I say. That kind of gets us through the progression. I don't know about you, but I always find triads a little bit limiting when it comes to soloing, because everything just ends up sounding like, or, you know, that kind of thing, right? Or it can be a little bit, you know, boring. But what I find is just by adding one note, you can really dig out a lot of possibilities. This is what Jordan Clemens and Stephen Harris call a quadratonic or a quadrad, which is a 4-note thing that rather than a 3-note triad. And the note we can add to this is quite simply the bass note. So we've got our B over G. There we go. We can add the G. And this, by the way, is what I know is the Brahms Peggio. It's the sound of outer space. If you ever listen to anything on a soundtrack, or anything otherworldly. Oh. So with this sort of, it's a major flat 6 arpeggio really. And it's a beautiful thing to play with the B over G. It also works beautifully over the B over C as well. Yeah. Now, we could also, over the B over C, we could add in the C to the B, and then we get this beautiful thing. Now, by way of illustration, I want to take the first phrase from Mike Brecker's solo. He plays that exact arpeggio in that exact spot. We can do the same thing with our A flat minor arpeggio, and in fact we just did, which is we can add the B flat in, which is the 2, and it sounds lovely. Like that, right? So lastly, I want to talk about scale. So say you've got your B chord over G and you've added your G dutifully to the B. Got that lovely sound going on there. We can now take any B scale, any B major scale which has a flat 6 in it. And there's a few. The most obvious one might be the harmonic major. Interesting. Another one which actually isn't talked about that much is a mode of the melodic minor, which is the Mixolydian flat 6, and that to me is the most natural fit actually, this one. So very nice. Okay, so actually one of the most effective ones is the Phrygian dominant scale. This is B Phrygian dominant. And it also works very well over B/C. So you could use that for both. So we end up with something like this. Okay. Another option for B over C might be, as I say, it's any scale now with the B with a flat 2. So that could be the dominant diminished. Which is another excellent choice. So you can see there's quite a few chord scale choices. We're starting with the chord itself and then going out into the scale choices, which is my favourite way of doing it. Actually, I think it's better like this than working off the root. Because if I play, for instance, an A flat melodic minor over the B flat 7 flat 9 sus4, you actually target the flat 9 right away, and you got that 7th there, a nice sort of sus4 there, just from the notes of the A flat triad. And if I add the major 7th in as well, you get the 13th. And it sounds a lot cooler than just playing, is it Dorian flat 2, I think is called the scale that you would normally play on there. Where you end up resolving to the B flat. Anyway, I hope you find that useful. I'll go a bit more in depth in the handout, which is available through my Ko-fi, whatever it's called. The link is in the description. Please leave any comments below. See you in the next one.